Hey everybody, it's me Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and it is time for our next YouTube class. We're on YouTube number 153, and if you have been following the countdown to National Scrapbooking Day 2016, then you know I look a little bit the same. Because I just did the last countdown number 4. If you're watching this anytime after May 2016, just disregard. Now today we are working with Brushos. I said that I would be doing a few more YouTubes with them because they are a phenomenal product, and this is one of those other YouTubes. We're also featuring Tim Holtz dies, which are part of the YouTube Yummy sale and part of National Scrapbooking Day. I love the Brusho product, and for a lot of you, you've never heard of Brushos before because really it's a fine art medium. It's not necessarily found in your typical craft or scrapbooking or stamping store. It is a beautiful product that gives you tremendous value for how much you get. I love the fact that sometimes you can step out of the scrapbooking or card making world and find product that's even better at less, that costs less. I think that's just, it works for me, and that's what we did with Brushos. So I'm gonna show those to you today. We're gonna be working with the paper leather from Sizzix, and we are going to get a little inky. Brushos, the way I'm using them today, requires you to just let go. I am a very A-type personality. In case you haven't figured that one out yet, if that hasn't come through, I truly am A-type personality. I don't even write in my planner in pen. It has to be pencil because I get anxiety. What if I need to erase something? And I can't because it's in pen. Honestly, wait. One. I go to CHA and everybody who I have appointments with, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't own pens, I own pencils. Everybody who I have appointments with at CHA now keeps pencils in their booth just in case I can't find mine because I won't write anything in pen. What if you need to erase? And no, I don't put it into my phone. I'm not that girl either. But anyway, you need to be able to let go because it is a medium that is going to let your creativity and your imagination dictate where you go. And it is not a precise science, and it is not an exact look. It is flowy and beautiful and bright. And even if you think that this YouTube isn't for you, I want you to still watch because I think that it will broaden your horizons a little bit, or at least give you an understanding of what else is out there. Because sometimes you need to break away from what you've been doing and try something new. And this is a great product to do that with. Because all you're working with is paper. That's it, just paper. So if you don't like it, no big deal, it's paper, right? Right. Okay, I've got Winner Chicken Dinner from the last YouTube, which was the Do Crafts YouTube. Oh my gosh, those beautiful cut and embossing folders that are phenomenal. I have 2 winners to announce, and they are, drum roll please, Tracy Tracy Arena, congratulations, you've won a collection of the Do Crafts folders. Way to go, Tracy. And who is joining you as a Winner Chicken Dinner at Scrapbooking Made Simple? Well, how about Kathy with a K? So everybody who's like Kathy with a C just went, oh, maybe next time. Kathy with a K. Krinky. Kathy Krinky. What a happy name, Kathy. I hope I said that right. Kathy Krinky. I like that. That's such a happy name. You two are our Winner Chicken Dinner for YouTube number 152, and we will be sending you a few of those Do Crafts embossing folders that cut at the same time. Congratulations to Kathy and Tracy. If you want to be a Winner Chicken Dinner, you have to post a comment on this YouTube after you're done watching. And then, or while you're watching, because I know many of you will pause and leave several comments. And then, once I approve your comment, because I do have to approve them, Keep it nice. Nothing personal about my hair or my lipstick or my well, if you say you love my nails, I'll take that any day. So keep it nice. Post anything you want, from how the weather is to talk about your grandkids or your children. Maybe you've got one graduating from elementary school or junior high school or high school coming up and you're proud. Just share whatever you want to share. Maybe you're having a bad day and you just need to let everybody know today was not the best of days, and I'm hoping tomorrow's going to be a better day. Let us know. We're here for you. We're a community. That's what Scrapbooking Made Simple is, and we are just a group of friends who happen to communicate over the internet. Post your comment, keep it nice, I'll approve it, and then you go into the running for winner chicken dinner. Now, I am going to be, like I said, getting inky. I'm going to be working with our Big Shot machine. I'm going to be working with a precision base plate with Tim's dyes. I'm going to be working with Brusho. And I think we are going to get started for today. So, down we go. I feel like I just did this. All right. How beautiful is that? Dale was downstairs when we were putting these together, when we were playing with them. I think, can I get that just a little bit higher? I know, we're very low tech here. So I have to move the camera if I'm not happy with the angle. I don't have, it's just me. But anyway, Dale was downstairs when we were playing with these. And Dale looked at this and she said, it looks like variegated yarn, because she's a knitter. Is that what it looks like? Like the multicolored yarns in this doily? Beautiful, isn't it? Look at the butterflies. Is that magnificent? Wait till you see how they were done and how something that looks so, I don't know, came out so, oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. And then the reverse. Beautiful, aren't they? All right, well, let me start by talking about the Brushos so I can explain to you what they are for those who do not know. I do have another YouTube on Brushos, and I'm not going to go over what I did in that YouTube, otherwise it'll be a 2-hour YouTube. And I have to get to my son's ROTC. Wait, I'm going to share. My son's ROTC, Junior ROTC Award Program is tonight, and I'm going, and I can't wait to see. I think he's going to get a ribbon and maybe a rank. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm so proud of James. So 15's an interesting age. Oh, I still went too far. Sorry, guys. No, too far that way. Wow. Okay, done. I promise I won't move it again. All right, Brushos. So Brushos are a highly pigmented powder. They come in about 34 colors. They come in a little canister. You can't, maybe you can hear that. Maybe it can pick it up. And for the most part, we don't open them up. I will open this one up so you can see what's on the inside. There's the color, and this one is Sunburst Yellow. We tend to keep them closed. And do I have the green in here? Sea green, orange, violet. Of course, it's the last one you pick up. So here's the sea green. You would think you're gonna get green, right? Not so much. This is a highly pigmented powder. It's actually 100% pigment. And it is a fine art medium. And when you mix it with water, it makes beautiful things. When we did it with water last time, I used a little palette and I mixed it with water inside the palette and I painted with it, and it's gorgeous. Today we're going to be using the sprinkle feature. Now, there is another product on the market currently. It is by Ken Oliver. It is a very similar type of product, and if you have that, I want to let you know you absolutely can use this or do this type of application that we're going to be doing today with the Ken Oliver product. The difference is the Ken Oliver product gives you 6 grams of pigment, and Brushos gives you 15 grams. That's a big difference. That's more than double. Ken's is a little bit more. It's about $6 a vial, and Brushos is about $5.70. So you're getting almost twice or over twice as much for less money. Not that Ken's isn't a great product. We just think that this, because of the value and because it truly is a fine art medium, it's a lovely product. But if you have Ken's product, absolutely you can do this. You can get it out right now and play along while we go. Now you may be wondering why we put the little push pin in the top. And honestly, this was not my idea. And gosh, I meant to bring up her name. It was on another YouTube, and a few of you mentioned who it is, and I can't remember, and I'm so sorry. Please forgive me, but it was not my idea. The little push pin in the top allows you to make this a shaker bottle, like a little saltpaper, you know, and you can shake it out, which is what we're going to be doing today. So I don't necessarily want to open it and sprinkle it. I just put a push pin in and I'm gonna shake it. Now, several people have recommended getting push pins in the color that is in your bottle. You can do that, absolutely. That's a lot of different colored push pins. Other people have said, go ahead and put make a little round circle that has this color on it mixed with water and put it on there so that you can see the colors right on the lids, and then it doesn't matter what color push pin you use because you'll be able to see exactly the color of the material that's inside without having to look at the name. Up to you however you want to do it. I look at the name. Now, we're gonna also be using some paper leather, which is by Sizzix. This is paper leather. Do you have to use paper leather? No. Is a nice watercolor paper recommended? Yes. We sell I think it's 4x6 or 5x7. It has 15 sheets of watercolor paper, and I think it's $2.99. Will that work? Absolutely. We like the paper leather, and I'm showing the paper leather because paper leather doesn't tear. It absolutely doesn't tear. It die cuts beautifully, it embosses beautifully, and it colors beautifully, but you can't tear it. So we use this a lot because for mixed media artists and altered artists, this is a very nice material when they're putting their projects together. You can use just plain watercolor paper if you want, or a very heavy paper. 100-pound paper will work as long as you're not misting. But once it dries flat. So it's up to you the kind of paper that you want to use. All it is paper. All you can do is try. If you've got paper at home that you want to try it with, all it is paper, and all you can do is try. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work, and then you know, right? So I'm gonna take my paper leather, and I'm going to take my Brushos, and I'm going to shake out some color. And I do mean it's not very much color. I think I will use a little bit of the pinky color. So I'm gonna shake it like a salt shaker. And you can see I'm not getting very much on there. In fact, I'm going to lift it close to the camera so you can see. Doesn't look like there's much on there, right? That's all I'm gonna put. So you can imagine how far this product goes for your $5.79 a bottle. Now, remember I told you kind of have to just let it go, because you can't worry so much about, is it precise? This isn't about this. This is about letting your imagination and your creativity and the colors take over. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow. And put my lid back on. So this is what I'm working with. But then you mist it. And I'm not taking like a little mini mister. I've got a pretty good size mister, but it gives a fine mist. You don't want something like a trigger pull like your Windex bottle. No, that's too much. You need a fine mist, but you want, if you have something that's a little bit bigger than a mini mister so that you have enough water in there. And you'll see what happens as I start adding the water. The more water I add, the more vibrant the colors become. Beautiful, isn't it? But you don't have to leave it this way. That isn't just the only way you can do it. And maybe you want a little more yellow. Maybe I will put the little top on it like everybody suggested. I can go back in there and shake in some more yellow. And again, a little bit of water. Now, if you want to leave it just like that and let it dry, you can. If you want to take a paintbrush and maybe move that color around a little bit, you can. If you want to go in with a wet wipe and kind of daub it up, you can. So I'm going to show you. So I'm just going in there and moving that color with a paintbrush. Painting my whole canvas. So I've moved that side around, and maybe this side I just want to daub, just to give you the two different effects. So one side is painted and one side has been daubed. And if I wanted to add more, I absolutely can. Let's take and put some orange. Let's add a little more orange over here because it's a little plain. Sprinkle a little bit in there and watch what happens when I add the water again. The colors come back alive. Look at that. And then it's up to me what I want to do. Do I want to I could just leave it and do nothing. Just leave it and do nothing and let the color dry and make a background. I could take my dauber or my little wet wipe and move the color, pick some of it up and move it around. Or I could take my paintbrush again and kind of put it where I want it. It's up to you. But you're saying, Stacy, what am I going to do with that? What am I going to do with that? Okay, so it's pretty, it's bright, it's happy. What am I going to do with this? This is what you start to use to die cut with. Or you let it dry and you use it as a background. We're going to die cut. So I'm going to move that right out of my way. I'm going to throw this away. You can see my hands are getting a little inky. I'm okay with that. I'm going to clean my paintbrush, and this is just a basic, inexpensive paintbrush. We sell 3 of them. You get 3 flat tips in different sizes for I think $6.99, and then we sell 3 pointed tips for $6.99. It's beautiful, but let's see how much prettier it can be. Let's take the Tim Holtz butterflies. You know what? I think I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. I'm gonna bring my Big Shot machine over. So I'm working with my Sizzix Big Shot machine, and I am working on my magnetic platform with my precision base plate because I am working with an intricate die. This is a very intricate die from Tim. It's got all those little cutouts, and I'm also working with a frame die. And normally we wouldn't do, or this will make a solid, normally we wouldn't put this on a precision base plate, but it's okay because it's got enough structure. If this was open all the way around and it was just the frame of the butterfly, I would not be using it on my precision base plate. Now I will tell you, Ellison does not recommend, Sizzix does not recommend that you use your precision base plate on your magnetic platform. There is a possibility through the engineering of it that the pressure that this adds may break a magnet in your magnetic platform. You absolutely can use your multi-purpose platform completely closed. So it looks just like this, completely closed, and then it would be the exact same sandwich. So I'm gonna put my Brusho colored paper leather right onto my precision base plate. I'm gonna put my butterflies right on. I'm going to use a yucky plate because that pressure is going to emboss right into that plate, and I'm going to send it on through. You'll hear some creaks and some cracks, or not. Wouldn't you know it the one time? Or not. Okay, I'm gonna take off my colored yucky plate, and you see how my dies are right now? I'm going to rotate them 90 degrees and send them back through. And that's just going to make sure that those intricate dies really cut out super well. And then let's bring it on over. And let's see if I can get some of the little pieces. They're still a little wet, so they might not push out as nice as I want them to, but that's okay. Let's give it a little whirl using my little Sizzix tool here. Oh yeah, it leaves all the little pieces behind for you without making a mess, and then you just throw them away. And out it comes. How pretty is that? Well, it's not the exact same butterfly, but close enough. How pretty is that? Made out of something that looked like that. And all it took was just a little bit of water. Here we've got the background. Is this one the long one? How pretty is that? Using the Holtz dies and the Brushos, because now you can make them. Butterflies are supposed to be colorful in the blends of the colors. They're just gorgeous. And with just a little bit of sprinkle on some watercolor paper or some 100-pound paper. The Simply Defined paper is 100-pound, that would work. Or the leather, the paper leather from Sizzix is beautiful. And you still have all of this to play with. You have to see past the it's not perfect part and die cut it and see what it can become. See what it can become. Let me see if I've got, I do. I'm gonna pull out some of his wildflowers. And I'll show those to you. And I'm gonna cut the wildflowers out of this as well. Let's bring it right back over our Big Shot machine. Scooch that on over. Will I get both of them on? I want this one this way because I want that color. So let's move them this way. See if I can get both of them on. Nope. All right. Well, it'll have to be this way then. C'est la vie. Ooh. Ooh, I think I'm gonna like that. All right, I've got them lined up on my paper. Put my yucky plate that I always use with my precision base plate. I have one cutting plate here that I always use when I'm using my precision base plate. I just like your do not cut plate, that's a special plate, so is your cutting pad for your precision base plate. So I've got them right there. I'm gonna turn, I'm just gonna rotate 90 degrees and I'm gonna send it on back. And let's see what we get when we do that. All right. Let's poke it on out and pull it on out. Oh my gosh, it's so fine and so delicate and so beautiful. Look at how pretty that is. Look at how beautiful the colors are. And you can make them as intense or as light as you want them, all based off of how much water you use. These are almost dry. I mean, they're dry to the touch. How beautiful is that? Done with Brushos. And a shaking method. And then you've got your butterflies on top, and can you see it? Do you see it? Is it coming alive yet? Your butterflies down on the bottom, and bam, your card's done. Put a sentiment and poof, you're good to go. It's lovely, isn't it? All right, so I'm gonna put these aside, and I'm gonna do another one in a couple different colors. So I'm gonna grab my paper leather, and I think this time I am going to use my lemon, I'm going to use my turquoise, and my sea foam, or my sea green. Again, right in the cap, and remember, this is the green. I know it doesn't look green. Wait, I'll show you. Kind of looks orange to me, but when I add the water, wait, it turns green, honest. Throw a little bit of blue down here, and you can see how little it uses. And then my yellow. And I'm just shaking it out like a salt shaker. And then a little bit of mist. Are you ready? Just water. Look at how intense that color is already becoming. Look at how intense that color is. I think I want a little yellow. I really like the yellow. Didn't know I was such a yellowy person, but maybe I am. Especially since I like the daisies and everything, but I guess daisies come in a lot of different colors. Daisies are one of my most favorite flowers. As Meg Ryan said, they are the happy flower. And you got mail. Ooh. Now it's really intense. And I can either kind of paint it and kind of mix my colors up. Or I can dab it. Or I can leave it the way it is and just let it be. Or I can come over here and dab it. Or I could dab it and then I could paint it. It's really up to you. Handy wipes are a blessing with these. And inexpensive handy wipes work better. So don't feel you gotta buy expensive ones. Handy wipes from the dollar store work just as good. And now I think I'm going to die cut. I love coloring. I could sit here and make these backgrounds all day long and just do nothing with them. That would just make me happy, just to make the backgrounds. Okay, there. Now if I wanted to blend that color even more, all I have to do is add more water. Did you see how it came right back to life again? See how it came right back to life again? And if I wanted to blend it, just add more water. All right, let's die cut. And I think this time I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use a doily. Do I want to use that one? Oh, sure, I want to use that one. So let's grab one of Tim's doilies. So we've got his doily die, beautiful. It's only $12.99. That's a great price. You can't go wrong with that. And I'm going to put get right onto my machine. I'll bring my machine over. I'm just gonna get this up and off. I know my mat is looking very sad. There is a reason I haven't replaced it yet. I hope to bring you that reason soon. But it's a loved craft mat. It is, it's loved. Okay, so let me bring this over. Let me bring my machine over. I've got my paper down. I've got my doily where I want it. I've got my cutting plate, my cutting pad specifically for my precision base plate, and I am right on my magnetic platform. But if you don't want to chance that, if you want to use your multi-purpose platform that comes with your machine, just keep the platform completely closed. Don't have any of those tabs open. Put your precision base plate right on the top of it and you're good to go. And I should probably tell you that with the precision base plate, if you can read how to use it, if you can read the instructions, if you can read this and it's facing you, whether you're on a magnetic platform or the multi-purpose platform, if you can read this, you're doing it wrong. You need to flip it over. You shouldn't be able to read the instructions regardless what platform you're on, the magnetic platform or the multi-purpose platform. This is a metal piece and it lets this die that's very intricate just kind of bite into it and cut all the way through. So let's send it on through. And I know that wasn't such a very pretty, background. It was kind of all over the place. Let's just roll this right on through. And then I'm going to turn it. So it's right here now. I'm gonna turn it this way, a quarter turn, and send it on back. No creaks or cracks, wow. But if you do hear them, it is completely normal. It is okay. We have people who will literally stop die cutting and call us. It's making noise, and we have to tell them, just keep going, it'll be okay. They'll do it while they're on the phone with us. Okay, so I'm gonna put that to the side. Again, this is still a little wet, so I don't know if I'm gonna get out all of the little bits and pieces. We'll see if I can get some of them out, because it is a little wet. I know some of you are using dryer sheets to do this, and there's just a whole bunch of different ways. I got some of them out, not a whole bunch. Let's pull. Oh, yeah, I got quite a few actually. I'm gonna throw that to the side, and I think I'm just gonna flick, flick, flick. Oh, Mr. SMS is gonna love me for this on the floor. And get some of these pieces out. And because it's paper leather, it's not going to tear, so you can actually be a little rough with it to get all the little bits and pieces out. And then you can go through if you really want to and start poking them with your pokey. But once it dries, it's a little bit easier to get it all out. So we took something that looked like this, that was not very woohoo ka-choo, but made it something that looks like this, which is very you woohoo ka-choo. And here's the one that's totally done. So pretty. Just beautiful. And achieved just by spritzing. And if I were to go back and I wanted to use the rest of this and I wanted to add more color, I could add more color. Let's add more sea green. Go back over the top of it. Throw some more color down. Add some more water. Anytime you remist, that color comes right back alive. And then it's up to you what you want to do with it. Do you want to just leave it and let it dry like that? Do you want to move it around? Do you want to paint with it? Do you want to dab it up with a wet wipey? Do you want to move it around with a wet wipey? What do you want to do? Because you've got options. Once you re-wet it, you've got options. And then when it's dry, it's dry. But while it's still wet, you've got options. Now you can do something completely different with it. Absolutely. You could even add more color and have it more vibrant. Absolutely. The Brushos are 100% pigment. They give you a beautiful effect with very, very little material being used. And these are just so pretty. Just beautiful. So, what did we do? Well, we took our Brushos and we stuck a push pin right in the top of them. Push pin right in the top of them, because I want you to be able to shake them, just like a salt shaker, out on your paper, regardless if you're using paper leather or watercolor paper or 100-pound paper, doesn't make a difference. You need to be able to shake them, and then you're gonna add a little bit of water. It's kind of like salting to your taste. You're gonna add color to your taste, and then you're gonna add water to your taste. And if you need to go back and you wanna add more, then you just wet it again and add more to it and add more color to it. You can use it as a straight background. You can move it around with a paintbrush. You can use a wet wipe to pull the color up. You can use a wet wipe to blend the colors. This is still blendable. And those colors are coming right back alive as I add the water. You have options. And that's what the joy of creating really is, when you have options to take one product and use it multiple different ways. Now, those of you who have seen this product that I did on the earlier YouTube, you saw me put it in a palette and actually mix it with water and put my paintbrush in there and paint and mix and blend. This gives you another way to use it. And there's more. We will be doing more YouTubes with the Brushos, because I find it to be a lovely product that gives you many, many opportunities to express your creativity. And for me, the A-type personality, I did have to learn to just let it go. Let it be. I would sit there and I would be so worried, oh, this isn't green enough, or this isn't yellow enough. But then you die cut something with it, and it doesn't even matter that it wasn't green enough or yellow enough, because it comes out so pretty. That one I did from this piece here. So I did that piece. This one came out of that. See, I don't know, I'm looking at the going, oh, I should have never added the blue. I should have never added the blue, but I like it. I get a few little specks of blue. I like it. I've got a little bit of down here, a little bit of up there. It just adds a little something, something. And I was like, oh, this one just looks awful. But you know what? It looks really good once you die cut it. Remember, Yvette had thrown away a piece like this, and Doris made her fish it out of the trash and cut with it, and it came out beautiful. So we have misted, we have shaken, we have smeared with our brush, we have used wet wipes. You have lots of different options when you are using the Brushos, and you're getting over twice the amount of product you would with Ken Oliver for a lesser price. And that is, and it's a fine art medium. That is one of the main reasons we brought it in, because when I can find something that will do a phenomenal job at a value, at a better price for more, how do you say no to that? And I couldn't, and I love them. They have been crazy popular in the store. People have brought in the most beautiful samples using them. They are sold open stock and in kits. So we have the kits, which there's like a 6 color, an 8 color, a 12 color, a 30 color. But then if you just want to buy the open stock, absolutely, just pick the colors you like the best. And they're going to last you quite some time. I want to show you some samples that several girls made. We had honorary SMS girl Katie working on these. Oh, I really did get inky. SMS girl Katie, honorary SMS girl Katie working on these, Yvette working on these, Mary Lynn working on these. Everybody had a hand in them, and even I helped with these. So let's start off. So we used the Tim Holtz Wildflowers, and we did 2 of them using the Brusho, and then we did 1 in silhouette. Is that not just beautiful? These are just lovely, lovely dies. So we've got that one. And then we've got the butterfly. And we've got a couple with butterflies because we had lots of butterflies cut. How pretty is that? Look at how vibrant that yellow is. I love the yellow. Beautiful card. And this is using, wow, this one used my bedazzled paper. This one is using my dotty paper. That one's using my bedazzled paper. So you've got me, Simply Defined, Tim Holtz and Sizzix, and Brushos in these cards. And then we've got one of the doilies. Such a pretty card. And somebody asked in the last YouTube, what ribbon is Yvette using? Yvette is using our brand new seam binding ribbon, and we have it in about 80 colors right now. This is seam binding ribbon. I'm not sure if I should sell it online or not. If I do, we would have to sell it in like 5-yard increments because I can't sell you the whole spool. The spool is 200, I think 200 yards totality. But maybe we could sell it in 5-yard increments. So when you post your comment, tell me about that. Yay, we'd like you to sell the ribbon. No, we're okay without the ribbon. And I would say 5 yards would probably run maybe $2, not $2 a yard. Maybe $2 for all 5 yards, somewhere $2, $2.25. I think somewhere in that range. Okay, let's say $2 to $2.50 for 5 yards of ribbon. Not per yard, but for all 5 yards. Then we have another where we took the doily and cut the doily into quarters and used it for your corners. So pretty. Look at the colors. Colors are just, they just grab you. And another. And again, the colors, they just absolutely grab you. And then I saved this one for last because this is using it as a background. And I wanted you to see how beautiful it can be as a background. That's taking that full sheet and just playing with your colors, sprinkling, not sprinkling all the colors all over, but purple here and yellow there and the violet there, adding your water and then just letting it do its thing and dry. But how beautiful is that card? So pretty. All right, and then the product we used Sizzix paper leather. And then the 5 dies, we didn't get to make one out of mixed media, but the 5 dies we used, we've got the butterfly duos, that'll be on a YouTube Yummy. The mixed media number 3 will be on a YouTube Yummy. The wildflowers, so the wildflowers will be on a YouTube Yummy. The doily will be on a YouTube Yummy, and there's actually 2 doilies, so there are the difference in the 2 doilies, but they'll both be on a YouTube Yummy. And then of course the Brushos, the open stock and the kits will all be on sale. All right, so I'm gonna tilt on up and I'm gonna say, hey everybody, it's me, Stacy. Oh, 2 YouTubes in one day, that's a lot for me. But this was YouTube number 153. It is time for you to go and leave your comment. And you know what, I think that's a good idea. Tell me, do you want us to sell the seam binding ribbon to you? If it was between $2 and $2.50 for 5 yards, is that okay? Do you want it? I don't know. We have 80 colors right now with our goal. There is 180 colors in totality. I'd like to have all 180 colors. I'm working towards it. You tell us what you think or just say hello, and then off to scrapbookingmadesimple.com if you love the product and you want to get it on sale. All right, you guys, me, Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple. I will see you next week because it's Saturdays with Stacy. Bye, everybody.